Hi there, friends. Alex from the Big Dream Program, and a message today for somatic healers of all sorts, whether you teach workshops or you lead some kind of somatic therapy, guided meditations. Thank you for sharing such a mighty message and tool with the world. It transformed my life, somatic meditation and some different kinds of somatic therapy. For a guy like me, it's actually one of the few things that actually works. And I know that I didn't come into it as the initiated in the first place. I came into it kicking and screaming. Frankly, I thought it was kind of woo-woo or whatever. Spent the first half of my life thinking that whatever determined my life was between my ears. And turns out I was wrong, at least for me. What's going on below my neck has a hell of a lot more to do with how my life unfolds and how I feel in it day by day as it unfolds. Where my emotions are in my body, also where my gifts, talents, my actual experience of life, with stress versus joy, ease versus really hard, more confident in myself than I used to be. Everything's a work in progress, of course, but all of that came from learning what's below my neck and getting more in touch, I suppose, in tune with my body. It's just been like number one most powerful thing in my life has been somatic work. And so I'd like to share for those of you that do that kind of work in my Big Dream Program. What I do is generally, or for the most part, the main thing I'm doing is help people with life design, find their calling and so on. But very specifically to you is if you're doing that kind of work as a business, what you may have the same problem I did when I was a full-time Reiki master, which is you have so many interests and they don't all fit under the one label that you have. Like maybe you're a somatic psychotherapist as an example of a label, or like a dance instructor of some kind that has somatic healing as its base. But if there's a lot of you, you have so many ideas, so many ways you could help people, so many experiences you could design around somatic people for individuals, for groups, in different locations, membership sites online. You want to include things that don't really fit under the label that you have now. Big Dream Program's all about that. And it's so, if you feel that the label is stopping you from sharing this somatic message to the full extent that you want to in the world, I invite you to check it out. Check out the Big Dream Program. You can join us fully or try the starter pack just to see what I'm on about, see if I'm making any sense to you. But it's a different business model. And essentially it's this. There's the label business model, which I call the specialist design. Are you an architect, a Reiki master, a somatic healer? And then there's the place design model, which retreat centers are based on, restaurants, coffee shops are based on, where you basically pick a name for the company. I'm the Big Dream Program. Pick a name, and then you fill it with your favorite kinds of experiences for people. And through that model, you can start designing to your heart's content. Bring your creativity to the table. What if you want to blend somatic therapy of some kind with coloring for adults, with kayaking, with whatever you want, whatever you think would make amazing experiences. You can see how that would fit under the label of a business name. Like I with my clients, I say, what's your first name? They say, I don't know, Sue. So I say, from now on, your business is called Sue's Place until you think of a better name. So first name's place. Just use that as a working title to play with and think, what would you put in it for other people? And if that's the kind of thing that sets this somatic message free for you, if you can carry the flame of somatic healing better, more robustly, more interesting flavors to other people, through that, I think it just does such wonders for other people. I so appreciate this message, this technique, this awareness, and I'm so happy that you're doing it. And so if I can help you do that to a bigger degree, a broader degree, or just a more fun degree, then I'd be very pleased. Also, I just like to meet somatic healers of different sorts, so feel free to reach out to me if you like. Okay, video's long enough. I'll let you back to your day, and perhaps I'll see you soon. Bye. Bit of a part 2 idea for that video, just to illustrate that place design means you have carte blanche, so much freedom to to bring a lot of your ideas and your philosophies to the table. Let's say you're in somatic healing, but you also want to connect people with nature more, and maybe connect people to different, like the 5 elements or something like that. I know there's different ideas of what the 5 elements are. I learned earth, water, fire, air, and ether. In the Chinese system, there's wood, isn't there? And metal. It doesn't matter. Whatever your thing is, it can be incorporated in this. As an example, let's say you have a weekend retreat on somatic healing for whomever that you want to invite, and whoever's there, and you have exercises where people connect with earth, like literally connect with earth, and then an exercise where people connect with water by swimming, another one by connect with air, somehow. Like, imagine what you could create with this, like with the specialist model of business. When you get to marketing and so on and setting up your business, they say, what's your label? I'm a Reiki master. What problem do you solve? Like, they're not bad questions, but they don't often open up a lot of creativity in people, or at least people like myself and the people that come to the Big Dream program. Whereas a different question entirely is, if you had your own place and got to apply your own philosophy and ideas to it, and then design experiences based on the wireframe of your philosophy for other people, and you had freedom to do it, then all of a sudden it means you can do such interesting things with your business. It's so unique. And that's why, like in the taglines of the Big Dream program, I say find your calling and start on Monday. I mean it, because it does feel like our calling when we're free to design things exactly how we think they should be, with no limitations that the label brought to us before. Thanks. See what you think. By the busy road, but I just thought of another example. Let's say again, your somatic healing of some variety. Well, you wouldn't categorize your workshop or your ideas or your one-on-ones or your membership site or your retreats by elements. Maybe for you it would be situational. So you could divide up, for instance, a weekend workshop, but you could apply this, fractally to one-on-ones or to any other format of delivery, which is somatic in our thinking, somatic in our emotions, somatic in our relationships, somatic in our work. I just made those up. But just pick your categories, your use case categories. And maybe in your mind, in your philosophy, from your experience working with clients doing somatic work, is that there are some very predictable categories of things that you could focus on. And all of a sudden, your whole workshop, your whole premise, your whole company your business starts to look very different. It starts to look, well, an experience design business. You're designing specific experiences for people that can be far more robust in some cases than if you are just trying to share your craft under a label, and that label seems too small. You're feeling like you're bonsaiing, if that's a word, yourself by doing it. Then try the place design model, or come hear me out over at the Big Dream program. Hear us out, because everybody in there is making amazing places. All right, take care.